Overtime Podcast. Jordan DeLuciano here as always. And joining me now, representing the University of Georgia Ice Dogs, Bulldogs, however you want to go, Sam Adler and the captain, Robby Witwer. Guys, thanks for joining the podcast. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So you guys, 2 weekends ago, you got 2 games since then, but we'll go back 2 weekends ago. All right, Savannah Classic, you guys take down Georgia Tech. You guys take down Florida in the finals. Robby, I'll start with you. What was that experience like, the whole weekend in general, the fan interaction, the media reception for Georgia?
Yeah, it was fantastic. The Savannah Classic is something, that we take a lot of pride in. It's our biggest tournament of the year outside of playoffs, and having competed in it for so many years, have had so many generations of Georgia players win it before us. It was awesome to go down there and get a win. Obviously, the past 2 years, we've lost to Florida on Friday night. So to get another shot at them on Saturday and really, play a great 60-minute game, in my opinion, it was really special. And it was a goal for this team going into the new semester. So we were really pleased.
And Sam, what was it like having that college hockey experience kind of dialed up to the next level? It wasn't just your typical ordinary road trip or weekend of games,
No, it wasn't at all. And it's awesome. It's one of the best weekends in club hockey. And it's something that we definitely tell all the recruits about Savannah. And it's a huge bowl for Georgia, and it's a great weekend for us. It definitely kind of makes the year, regular season-wise.
And Sam, do you feel like the program is also dialed up to 11 in terms of the attention it gets for that weekend, Georgia in general? I know the recently passed away, the Georgia Bulldog. You guys got to see him right before you guys went out. Second year in a row, you got to see him. So, Sam, do you feel like the attention the program gets is really dialed up as well?
Oh, yeah, totally. There's not an aspect of club hockey that weekend. You're treated like a varsity athlete. You're staying at a nice hotel downtown. You're getting your meals. UGA's there. I mean, it's the whole thing. It's pretty sweet.
So, and Robby, you guys, both of you have experienced this multiple times. Feels a little better now knowing that you guys won it, right, compared to last year's?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that to get that experience of, getting to go out as a team together after on Saturday night, hoist that trophy, get to share it with Elena, which we'll get to later. The locker room afterwards, all of it is just, and having lost it 2 years made it all the sweeter. So definitely better on this end.
So we'll go game by game. Robby, we'll start with you. That Georgia Tech game, you guys were all over them in that first period, but I'm pretty sure you left with like a 2-1 lead, right? Only after the first period. It was a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously we've gotten the better of Tech this season, but that game is always one that we circle on the calendar. Really historic rivalry. Both in all sports and in hockey in particular, we've had some real great battles with them over the years. So any time we play them, they give us their best game and vice versa. So like you said, it was tighter than we thought. I thought that goalie played a hell of a game. And did a good job keeping them in it. So, it's never one we take lightly, but like I said, it's been good to get the better of them this year. And, we hope to continue to do that in the future.
So, Sam, that Georgia Tech game, it was a 2-1 game right in the opening minutes of the second. They got on the board after a dominant first, but then you guys were able to settle it down and then continue the dominance. You wound up winning significantly. I believe it was like 7-1 in that Georgia Tech game. So, Sam, what was there any conversations on the bench, in the locker room, that you guys were controlling the game always in the offensive zone, but for a little while, the score was a little close for comfort until you guys pulled away?
Yeah, it was. But we put up 30 shots in the first period, so we knew they were coming. And we just stayed calm. And we were having fun. I mean, we were creating a lot of chances in front of a big crowd, and everyone was getting looks. And we knew a lot of goals were coming, and it was going to be a fun night.
How was the aftermath of that Friday game? What was recovery like, Sam? You guys took it easy Friday night, knowing you had the championship game Saturday?
Oh, yeah, of course. Nothing, no fun that night. Ice baths and food, and then to bed. Kept it on business.
It's a quick turnaround going to the next day. So now you got Florida, team that knocked you guys off last year. And Robby, it felt like you guys were very opportunistic in that championship game. You guys, barring one of the goal, all of your goals came within the last minutes or seconds of a period. And if not, it was right in the beginning of a period. What did you guys feel that made you guys so opportunistic to take everything Florida had to give you and then strike at that right time?
Yeah, I think it's that quiet confidence we had throughout the whole thing, kind of just the belief that regardless of how the game went and regardless of how, Florida played, that as long as we stick to our game for 60 minutes, that the results were going to come. I was really, really pleased with us continuing to, despite not getting rewarded throughout the first period, to stay attentive to win that last minute. I mean, obviously, if you look at, going into the third period, we're leading 3-2 with 3 goals in the last minute. So I think it's really a sign of a mature team to win the first minute and the last minute. A lot of times that gets lost, but, being able to finish periods and start periods, it's important.
Sam, what was that momentum switch like? You guys were going into the final, not just minutes, final seconds of the first period, down 1-0, and then bang, bang, it's a 2-1 lead for you guys going into the first intermission. So what was that momentum switch on the ice and the locker room and the bench like going, now you're up down 1, now you're up 1?
Yeah, well, a lot of, like Robby said, we had a quiet confidence. So even though, we trailed early and then they tied it at 2-2, we never doubted as a team. We kind of always felt that we were going to pull ahead. So we knew those goals were coming, and it felt good to go up 2-1, and knew that we just kept playing that way, we'd finish on top.
Now, Sam, I don't know if you were on the ice for that last minute of just pure lock it down defensively. If you're on the, sorry, my recollection, if I don't remember, if you're on the ice or if you were not, what was the mindset of everyone kind of just holding down the fort? You guys were getting peppered in those final minutes and seconds by Florida, but you guys, Sam, were able to hold on for the win.
Yeah, I was on the ice, and it was awesome. Probably about 25 seconds left, I gambled. I left the front of the net to try to make a play on a loose puck in the corner, and I missed it. He got there before me and sent it to a guy in the slot who rifled it over the bar. So that was a little nerve-wracking. Thought it may have cost us there. But once we pinned it on the wall with about 15 to go, I looked up and saw adrenaline down and knew we were going to win this thing. It was awesome.
So lost that puck battle in the corner. It kicks out to the slot, wound up going over the bar. But big story of that weekend and kind of all year with you guys, Sam, has been that goalie tandem with Newbold and Testino. Doesn't matter who you go to, it feels like it's always confident with the 1A, 1B situation. What's it like having that strong tandem in the back end that you can, no matter who's in, whoever gets the call? First night it was Newbold, then night 2 was Testino, I believe, right, Sam? Just back and forth with 1A, 1B.
Yeah, that's been awesome, especially for them too, because they can kind of plan to know that they're going to go on their night, because we have full faith in both guys, so they don't have to worry about having to go both or coach making a game time call. They can prepare for what they have to do because they know the other guys got it, and we do too.
And now, Robby, name you mentioned before was Elena. You guys visited, I believe, not just this year, years prior, you guys make a stop to the Children's Hospital, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's our tradition. Some teams skate on Friday, but we like to use that morning to go over to the Savannah Children's Hospital as a team and get a chance to meet their patients there and their families. Like you said, it's something that we've been doing since I've gotten here, and I know, long before that. It's really one of the most special things we get to do all year, to get to have that type of impact and get that type of perspective. I was really proud of our team once again going in there with smiles on our faces and getting to see that impact you make, getting to see the way these kids are, battling on an everyday basis, just for their health and happiness. It really makes you grateful, to be able to skate every day. And you meet these kids and they're just wonderful. So, it's a great tradition that we do. We're really thankful to the Savannah Hospital for continuing to have us back. It's a great partnership and one that we hope to continue.
And the young girl that you guys wound up meeting, I don't know if you met her last year or you knew her from last year, or this was the first year you met Elena. You guys had her on the ice right in the Zamboni door. She was in the championship winning pitcher as well. Take us through what it was like when you met Elena. Turns out, right, Robby, she's a big UGA hockey fan, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were just, walking, doing our rounds through the hall, and, a door at the end of the hallway opened up, and, there's this, big smile and go Dogs, and this, bubbly young girl that came out and wanted to meet everybody. And her mom said that she was a big Georgia fan in general, not just the Ice Dogs. So like I said, I mean, her smile was contagious. She immediately had a big group of us around her, just making us laugh, telling stories and jokes. So, it was cool. I told her when we gave her a jersey on, Saturday night that she really is a part of this team now. So it was awesome to get to welcome her into our family and have her be a part of the whole experience. And like I said, I think that it was a real the joy was all on our end in terms of getting to meet her. And I know that our team and I think all of College Hockey South and beyond are continuing to root for this little girl. And get behind her in her continued battle. And like I said, she's a member of this team forever, so we have her back.
And right after the tournament came to a conclusion, you guys, I don't know if you, Georgia, or the hockey team, or the Savannah, the people who run the tournament, or the school in general, set up the GoFundMe for Elena to help her with the future process, what she's going through to help out the family, correct?
Yeah, that's definitely something we'd encourage all of your audience to, if they want to get involved. It's a great way. That continues to circulate over our broadcast, over other college hockey stuff. So it's really great to see that, we've been able to bring some awareness to her story. But as I said, her, struggle is ongoing and everything helps. So I'd really encourage your audience to learn about Elena's story. And, I'm sure you will, after reading it, want to help this little girl. So, we're very, very appreciative of all the news outlets and both at Georgia and Atlanta and Savannah that have helped us get her story out there. And, we hope that support continues.
It really making those trips to those hospitals and then meeting young girls that are going through this, it really puts life in perspective. Like you said before, it makes you more appreciative of things that you have. And a weekend, it might just be a weekend to you guys, to the fans, it's just a weekend of hockey. But to that family, that girl, it's a life's work of a weekend. It's something they'll never forget. To days and days go on. Those 2 days, 3-day weekend of the Savannah tournament, it feels like an eternity to a family like that. And I'm happy to see, Robby, that Elena and the family had a very good time.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, if we can brighten her life in any way, then we did something right. So I think that as of late, she's taken a turn for the worse health wise, and that's really hard for us to hear, because like I said, this girl has clearly done nothing to deserve the predicament she's in. But continued prayers and financial support through the GoFundMe and all that stuff. I mean, her wins are our wins and her losses are our losses. So we're gonna continue to keep up to date with her going forward. And the way her family supports her is just incredible. And we're, like I said, all love for them and their family.
So a very emotional weekend, not just on the ice, but off the ice for many involved with the Savannah Classic. But now, Sam, I'll go to you. Last year, your leading point producer was Matt Bigda. You'll lose a name in Matt Bigda. How do you feel this year? You guys on Georgia not only have tried to replace his point production, goal, assist, whatever it may be, but his leadership role as well on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he was a great leader. He was a guy that everyone respected. He wasn't an outspoken guy or super loud, but he just had the character where that everyone knew he was the real deal, a good man. So it was tough, and we definitely have a great committee, a leadership, and Rob's done an amazing job to fill those shoes, and he's stepped up big time and taken that role for sure. On as far as a captain, it's been awesome. And then we're putting up points across the board. We're getting a lot of production from all four lines, and I feel like the guys at the top have stepped up too to cover those points. So I think we've done a good job to replace a big loss.
And now playing under Coach Camp, Sam, what's it like playing under Coach John Camp, and anything specific that he consistently preaches to you guys, whether it be on the ice, off the ice, games, or practices?
Yeah, he's a big proponent of the fundamentals, the little things. I mean, you drive the net hard, you keep your third man high, you don't beat yourself. He wants everyone dialed in mentally, and he wants people to bring their best on and off the ice all the time. So he's a tough guy to play for, but we definitely respect him, and we enjoy having a coach that is committed and demands that out of us, because we're trying to do something big here and trying to bring a product at a level and a culture that's bigger than a lot of the clubs we face.
And now, Robby, that leadership role that Bigda had last year has now come to you. What was it like being put in that position by Coach Camp going into the season?
Well, I mean, it's a great honor and one that I took very seriously. You know, I've had the privilege to meet, the past, 4 or 5 Georgia captains and, seeing the example they set. It means a lot to me. And, getting to continue their legacy is, like I said, something that I take very seriously. This year in particular, it's been a really easy transition, having gotten to learn from Bigda, and then with Sam Adler here as my assistant captain, and then Jack Gannon and Josh Mazzaros are 2 other A's. And I think we do a great job bouncing stuff off each other, holding each other accountable, and then working as a team to lead the team in the right direction. But we've got a huge junior class that's about half the roster. So just as I've matured and grown a lot over the past 2 years, a lot of these guys have done the exact same thing. So, like Sam said, a lot of it's by committee at this point. I think that Campy knows that he can trust us with the locker room. And I think that that's, really important. He, trusts us to make calls that he might disagree with at times, but, being able to have captains that you can trust the room with is, something that's pretty cool and unique to our program where, we run the show, and that, there's a lot of responsibility with that. But I think that, as long as we continue to act in the best interest of the team, nobody can ever knock you for what you're doing. So, we try to do that every time, and just continue to leave it in a better place than we found it and get us to where we need to go.
And now, Sam, you guys coming off the win at the Savannah Classic, you guys back-to-back wins, Clemson and Alabama. How do you guys feel, carrying the momentum after the tournament, going 2-0 in the first 2 after that, now proceeding playoffs and nationals coming up?
Yeah, we're loving it. We're hot right now, and next weekend we go to Columbia to play South Carolina, and no one on the current roster has won a game in Columbia on the road. So that's kind of our mountaintops. We're hoping to stay hot this weekend against Auburn, and then win that big one, and then dial right back in after a few days celebrating.
So now, more specific to you guys, Sam, I'll start with you. You're from Georgia, correct?
Yeah. I'm from Michigan originally, but I moved to Atlanta when I was 14,
Gotcha.
so definitely
Yep.
Georgia mostly.
Gotcha. So did you start your hockey career in Michigan, or not till you moved when you were 14 in Georgia?
In Michigan.
Okay. Gotcha. Did you play, what's it called? You played high school hockey was probably not till Georgia, because you said you moved at 14. Played travel hockey in Michigan. Did that continue when you got to Georgia?
Yeah. Played travel hockey in Georgia. It was my birth year. We kind of bounced around program to program. That was my first 4 years here. I think I played with like 6 of the same guys before a different team every time. So it just kind of, there's not a ton of talent, so you kind of move around with your age group and try to build the best roster you can each year.
And then Georgia, that interests you because, UGA, how can you turn that down, and you're now living in Georgia? Were there any other options on the table potentially?
I definitely always wanted to go here for sure. I mean, to get an in-state school with in-state tuition, I get to play this level of hockey with this. It really is bigger than club hockey here. I mean, we play in front of a few thousand fans. It's sweet. It's at this level of, my talent wise, to be able to play this serious of hockey, it's pretty special. So I'll take it.
And you got that new arena coming right around the corner, so it's even bigger for Georgia. And Robby, for you, from living in Georgia now, are you like Sam? Were you coming from another state or home ground in Georgia?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Colorado. I got the Colorado flag, the Avs flag over here. Grew up playing. My mom was a figure skater, so she took me and my brothers out there. And fell in love with hockey, started playing around 8 years old, so a little bit late. Just played regular high school in Colorado. Nothing special. Just fell in love with the school kind of outside of hockey, and met Coach Camp and kind of never looked back. So a lot of these guys have played at, much higher levels, but I just kind of figured out a way to make it work with my skill level, and, that the rest is history.
I was trying to figure out what that flag was behind you, but yes, that is the Colorado flag. How do you feel about your Avs this year? Offense is great. No problem. You got Kale on the back end, but personally, on the outside looking in, I don't love your goalie, Georgiev. It's
good, certainly
certainly
concerning. Yeah, I would say that we won that cup. We did it with subpar Kemper, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
So, I think that they'll figure out a way. I think that something that's got me really excited is Landeskog on the ice this week. So,
he's back on
really
the ice.
keep my
good.
Yeah, really keeping my fingers crossed there. I think that a lot of people underestimate his impact off the ice in terms of keeping that locker room together. He's a glue guy in that sense. So I'm hopeful there, but we'll see. I think they definitely need to do something at the deadline.
Yeah, you get that center depth back with right behind McKinnon. You got Landeskog, center or wing? Oh, my bad, he's a winger, right? My apologies. Yeah, because now Nichushkin's
Lost
on.
Kadri definitely.
Yeah, Kadri was the center.
And he's got his own. Yeah, and he's got his own bag of issues. So we'll hope to get him back, and that he's healthy and everything. So
that was stemming from last year in the playoffs that he had an incident. He had to take another leave, and then this year he's off to a great start. Now he's back on the leave of absence for Nichushkin. But I've been seeing you guys linked a lot of the rumor mill, Lindholm on that's good center depth on Calgary that they could target. But yeah, could use some depth.
Yep.
But hey, Kemper I thought was pretty solid, but you would know more than me. You're the Avs fan during that run. So as long as you get like solid goaltending, the offense could take it from there because you guys score at will.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, McKinnon, I think, is third all time in points per playoff game behind Gretzky and Lemieux. So not bad. He's definitely a performer in the postseason.
McKinnon might win the MVP this year. He's leading the league in points. Sam, being from Michigan, Wings.
Yeah, I like Detroit for sure. I've definitely been a bit of a fair weather fan the last 6 years or so. It's been awful, but I'm back in it this year. I'm following it. I'm glad we're got a shot.
Yeah, you got the Brinket, who I thought the Islanders were going to get, but didn't work out. You got the Brinket to start off hot. Then you got Patty Kane. Now they in a playoff spot right now, Detroit?
I think they're just out at the moment.
Okay. All right. But much better than what you said the previous years. They're showing something, that young group is transitioning, but same thing I said with the Avs, the goaltending though. You got Lyon and Husso, but I think Husso's hurt, right?
Yeah. It's definitely a little dicey back there, but hopefully they turn it up here for a couple months before the playoffs.
Jordan, I got to ask you, what do you think about the Patrick Waugh hire?
Oh, I came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did.
I was calling a game, I was calling a LIU game here on the island for NCAA.
Yeah.
And the update came while I was on the broadcast. I got my computer next to me for stats. And then all of a sudden my computer's blowing up with notification. I'm like, what's going on? Out of nowhere, that bombshell dropped. I think for the Islanders, the change was needed. I think the talent and the team is there. The players are there, in my opinion. Goaltending's a little inconsistent with Sorokin. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think the team is there. I thought the coaching was the issue. If you guys paid I don't know if you guys watch any Islanders games or saw what was going on. Every third period, every lead like that would vanquish for the Islanders. And last year, you kind of saw signs of that with the first-year head coach in Lambert. It trickled into this year. We had a lot of bad losses. So I think we needed to make that change and to bring the disciplinarian and more structure in Patrick Waugh. We lost yesterday, but you saw the signs of a little bit different, even though we lost to Vegas. They outplayed them. They just made dumb mistakes in their own zone twice, which led to 2 goals, but it was a much-needed change. And I link it to last year when it happened out of nowhere. We got Bo Horvath, and that changed right around this time too. And it kind of changed our season as we went from out of the playoffs and making it. I believe this move much needed, like a guy in Watt, the structure, the discipline that we lacked to help us push to the finish line. So good thing that I was very happy along with the rest of the Islander fans.
Good.
I don't know if the other Long Island guys.
I was about to say our I think our resident Islanders fan Dan Bardo would agree with you. So he's I know he's pumped up about it. So we'll see. He agreed with you with the third period lead thing. That was definitely getting on his nerves. So he's psyched.
It was a disaster. I believe, Sam, it was one of the many, I'm losing count, during the season this so far, we blew. The third was against Detroit, I think, at home. You guys had a come from behind win against us, I believe. Then you won in overtime. I don't know if you remember beating us.
Yeah. I won't give any financial advice, but live betting the other team when the Islanders are up in the third has been a profitable strategy.
Yeah, that's the ongoing joke between me, my friend group and watching Islander games. That's been until we got Patrick Waugh. That was the ongoing joke. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that trend dies down now.
I hope it does. They needed that structure and that discipline to flip because the system was all out of whack. The third period collapses. It was so obvious. And then the Detroit game was one of them. I remember a game against the Ducks. We went up 4 unanswered to lose and over. It was bad. So we needed this, and then I'm trying to think, did we, you being an Avs fan? Oh, we had, when you guys Avs came to the island, Robby, it was like a 6-5 back and forth, but we had the lead late in the second, and it's not just in the third we blew leads. It was also all throughout the game. We'd find ways to implode, and you guys scored, I think, 2 goals within under 20 seconds in the dying seconds of the second period to take the lead, and then that was it.
Yeah, that's what this offense can do for you. You're never really out of it when you got that type of firepower.
And I remember that game. It was the first period. Makar had like a nasty backhanded goal on Sorokin that went top shelf.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's next level. He's next level.
You guys might have the MVP in McKinnon and then the Norris in Makar in one season.
Embarrassment of riches for sure.
So good things going with the Avs right now. Red Wings, I agree they need the goaltending help on the back end. I think that would be a huge difference for them. But Robby, Sam, thanks for joining the podcast. I appreciate your time. Congratulations on the tournament win at Savannah as well.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks, Jordan. We really appreciate it. And, we enjoyed the broadcast and enjoyed having you down in Savannah. So always welcome.
You guys. Yep. Good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure I'll be running into you guys at Nationals in Westchester, Pennsylvania when the time comes. But again, alongside Sam Adler and Robby Witwer representing the University of Georgia Bulldogs, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. Thanks for joining us on the AAU Overtime Podcast, and we will see you all next time.